Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Classic Raiden. And when we reviewed this guy right here, it was the topic of much contention in the comment section whether or not he was accurate and to what game he was accurate. I believe they are from the classic skins of modern MK games. I don't know which one because I don't play them anymore, but the classic skins. These are not meant to look like this, just to be clear. They're meant to look kind of like that, but not accurate to that because they are from the classic skins, but also not accurate to those either, it seems. But maybe you guys can weigh in on this one in the comment section and really get that algorithm going. Because I don't play Mortal Kombat anymore. I played it forever ago. Anyway, Raiden here looks like he might be the best one out so far, so that's why I wanted to review him. So here he is. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. The video is dark. Let me brighten it up a little bit. It's dark because Raiden's all white almost. Packaging is it's okay. I personally don't care for the way it looks. I get what they're going for, but not really my cup of tea. Let me know what you guys think. Showing this on the back is not, it's just not what that is. So, I mean, it's close, but it's, I almost sounded like Christopher Walken there. But no, it's not the right thing. But let me know, do you guys like this packaging? I think it's ugly as sin. The color combinations with the green, the yellow, the orange, the purpley blue, and then the crappy arcade thing down here. I get why they have it there. I get what they're doing, but I don't think it's a good looking package. Let me know if you guys like it or not. Alright, and you can see now he's blown out. So we're gonna make it dark. He's got a shaded hat on, so it's going to look like his face is dark, but I need you guys to be able to see his body, and so I think we have to leave it like this. Anyway, he's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want one, I'll put a link in the description below. To where his head would probably be, it's about 18.5 and then 19.5 to the hat, and that's going to be roughly, let's say 7 1/4, and then, I don't know, 7 3/4. Here he is up against a smaller scale Darwin, because we have to do that. Alright, so let's see. Is this guy any good? Well, there was some benefit to this guy. It wasn't like he was a total garbage pile. You could make the argument. Some people said how much they love these figures, and so that's great. If you like them, that's awesome. My job is to review them and do with that information what you will. But is Raiden any better? That's the question. I think so. I think he's better. He's not as stretched out and lanky and oddly skinny, though still cheap looking as McFarlane figures usually are. The sculpt work is there for the most part. You do get the texture sculpt for all of the clothing, and there's like wraps going on and things, and you know, it could look a whole lot worse. However, the white parts are all just bare plastic, and the painted parts up here don't look particularly good. They are just painted on, and then the blue dry brushing or whatever it is on the blue part is pretty weak, and the black line work is pretty weak. As far as the face goes, it's honestly not bad. I think that's alright. I think this is the face they used from their modern release of Mortal Kombat figures not that long ago, just like they reused most of Liu Kang. I think this is a reuse, but I'm not positive for the head. I could be wrong about that. The hat is actually painted really nicely, and the sculpt is pretty solid, so that's alright. His proportioning does seem to be much better than Sub-Zero here. Now, once you pose Sub-Zero or do anything with him, you can kind of hide that lankiness, but there is a lanky situation going on. This guy's just a little bit better proportioned, I believe. Let's do a question of the day. Which of the McFarlane Mortal Kombat figures from the modern ones, not the ones that came out a few years ago, which ones do you think is the best or worst or anything like that? Let me know. Because I see a lot of people saying they want to snatch up all the ninjas, and I get it. We don't have a ton of options, so if you like those, let me know. Alright, so yeah, he looks pretty good. For the price, though, it's kind of expensive, so I'm going to say he gets a 7 out of 10. It's not a particularly good figure, it's just probably good enough if you really want one. This character, that is, because you don't have a lot of options. Alright, now as far as accessories go, get ready, because we have the 2 fist hands that come on him in the package, his 2 karate chop hands, which are actually useful for him, and his display stand, and that's it. So I'm going to go 0 out of 10. A little bit of spite in there. Now, as far as the articulation goes, that's kind of what saved Sub-Zero. I mean, he couldn't pose great, but he could pose well enough to look good enough on the shelf. So let's see if Raiden here can do the same. Between the head and the neck, you get as much range as you could want. When I say that, I mean the joint at the top of the neck and the joint at the bottom of the neck. Ball pegs are the way to go, and he can just do whatever you want. Ball pegs win. All right, for the shoulder, you get a little bit of wiggle in there. This is technically an outer layer, but it's kind of worthless. Even though it's technically soft, it doesn't really flex a whole lot. You can see there's some flex, but nothing to really speak of. And then raising the arm up, you can get to just better than horizontal, and so that's okay. You get your full rotation. Can't get the arms down farther than that. If you plan on posing the figure, that's probably fine. If you don't, then he's going to look like he's in an A pose. Alright, you get your bicep swivel, which is weird because of the way they sculpt things. They don't account for articulation, so it does look strange. It's not the worst we've seen, though. Double jointed elbows, decent range, pretty loose. And then the elbow joint, just like I said, they don't sculpt things considering the articulation. They just sculpt things, and not usually particularly well, and then cut it up. So that's already a goofy-ass looking elbow. That's pretty weird. It's baggy here, but tight here with no wraps or anything, so that's strange. And then when you bend it, it's just really, really, really gross looking. So whoever Todd's hiring to do their articulation and their sculpting, it's not a good combo. It's not working out. Wrists are on ball hinges. Those will be okay. That's fine. That's plastic. That's not good. Why is it white? Is it a white piece of plastic that's been painted black? That's what it looks like. That's weird for a joint. That's super weird, but you get good range and it probably doesn't matter because the figure doesn't look that good to begin with, so it's not really taking much away. Now for the torso, you'll be surprised to hear that it does basically nothing. You can't really move this flexible outer layer at all, so you basically just have this bottom upper pelvis area, lower waist area joint, which is like, it's there, so yeah, I mean, it has some range, but not much, so don't expect to be doing a whole lot. This is a fixed piece. Alright, okay, for the hips. Basically full-on splits. No nuggets, not the best looking hips though. And then going forward, they did give him a fairly thick diaper, which is surprising since it's already hidden by this. They could have given him much more of a leaner diaper so that he could kick better. But if you really force that PVC, you can get his leg up to horizontal, and it does look decent from the side, so that's alright. Going back, you get decent range, so that's good. Thigh swivel, minimal. Double jointed knees, a little bit loose, not the best looking thing, but decent range. And then for the ankle, heavily ratcheted, not many positions, so it's going to be a pain in the butt to pose, but you get decent enough range. Ankle rocker is good, and the toe hinge is acceptable. It's not bad, it's not a bad one. You don't really ever want that little extra dip where the sole of the shoe is. It should just be a flush joint, but it's not bad. It's a decent toe hinge. So his articulation, while it's not impressive, it's probably enough to put him into a pose, and he will look decent enough on the shelf. So I'll give him I'll say 7. I'll say 7 given the type of outfit he has on. I could see that being a problem for articulation for the torso. So maybe I'm being too generous, but I think it's not the worst thing in the world. This guy really wasn't the worst thing in the world either. It's just overpriced and not a very good release. Objectively, they're not good figures, but are they good enough if you really want to get Mortal Kombat figures at a relatively low price that you won't absolutely hate? Well, maybe. At this price point, I'll say he gets a 7 out of 10. It's not terrible. You could definitely find enough value in it to enjoy it if you are a big Mortal Kombat fan or just like Raiden or whatever it is. If you aren't into these things, do not buy. They are not good enough figures for just a casual, oh, maybe I'll pick that up. No, don't. You won't enjoy it. You have to really be tied to the IP or the character or the brand, which I would never do. Don't be tied to brands, guys. There's no point in doing that. Be tied to good products. But yeah, I'll give him a 7. I think that's fair enough. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I'll be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.